Howdy again, everyone on YouTube. Thanks for tuning into the MoveOTX channel of gear reviews today. And today's topic, we're still focusing on camping, trailside, base camp, cookout equipment, and cooking systems. And what you've got here are my two of my three mess kits. You've seen these in my other reviews. And today we're focusing on knife, fork, and spoon utensils. So for decades, probably close to 2 decades, I've used something as simple as this. This is the Coleman kit, or whatever you find these at Walmart and Target stores for like a few bucks. Stainless steel, not the lightest thing in the world, not the heaviest thing in the world. I've used this for 2 decades and without any complaints whatsoever. I accompany this with whatever knife I'm carrying at the moment. It could be a Leatherman, it could be a small folder. In this case, my EDC blade I'm showing here just for reference is a Spyderco Dragonfly. And together, this is my cooking utensil set. No problems with the Spyderco in that regard. It's easy to clean, and I have no problems there at all. So, fairly lightweight, fairly compact, and today we are taking a look at the upgrade. In that sense, we're looking at the xGear knife, fork, spoon utensil set. So this is one of them here, just in this butane propane cartridge stove kit that I have, and it packs up small, compact. It's not loose, it doesn't rattle around, and I enjoy using it because of that. To unfold it, you unfold the fork and the two halves separate like so. In fact, let me turn my camera light on. There we go. So the two halves come apart. Everything's held together with this pin construction and stainless steel handle scales and liners throughout. So nothing here is skeletonized at all. So it's a very heavy assembly, especially comparatively speaking. So in fact, we can just, I don't have an actual scale or weight dimensional numbers to give you, but just weighing it in hand versus my old kit. The old kit is slightly lighter weight, honestly. So if you're really into weight management, then this is probably not the kit for you. So this is kind of a base camp type of setup in that regard, especially given how big everything is. So it's a full-size fork. It's a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper than my old camping fork, and the spoon is definitely, and that's probably the biggest really enhancement, is the spoon. The spoon is huge. Okay, much bigger than the original one that I've been using. So, nice upgrade in that sense. The steel and the metal is really thick and heavy and robust. It's basically your kitchen, family room, dining room set of utensils with like a smaller salad fork good to go. So, it also includes a bottle opener, which I never use. Why they put a bottle opener here, I have no idea. I think an old-fashioned, old-school can opener, I think, would have been a much wiser choice, simply because you can open a bottle with the spine or the heel of your knife, for example. You don't really need a specialized tool to open a bottle. Secondly, how many people carry glass bottles on a trail? Zero. No one in the right mind literally would bring a heavy glass bottle with a beverage in it or whatever on the trail. You're going to find something that makes much more sense. So in that sense, a can opener I think would have been a better choice. But I guess if you want to crack open a bottle wherever you're at, here you go, you've got it. The fork itself forms the locking mechanism for the entire kit. So that hole in there, you can see the stock of the fork close down and engage like a liner type of lock system, and that cinches down on the brass pin hardware when the two halves are slid together. So you lock it together and close the fork, and it's, whoops, I messed up. Slide it together, lock the fork, and it's a solid piece of hardware. So again, size and again, weight constraints being the biggest drawback here. Although it's a big, easy to grip, large size kit. Here's the knife. The knife is piggybacked with the spoon. Okay, I think they should have probably put the spoon on the other side. It would have been nice to have a spoon out here, and so I could switch back and forth between the two. But for some crazy reason, they put the spoon on top of the knife. So I don't know why they did that, but it is what it is. It's a real hassle and it's a real chore to constantly pull the knife out, pull the spoon out, pull the knife out, pull the spoon out whenever you're eating. So I guess in that sense, for me, I still would prefer to use my knife, my other knife, and literally what I've got is just a spoon and a fork with a knife on the side. But in a pinch, of course, this knife could be used as well. Not the sharpest knife in the world, but it doesn't really have to be. Now, obviously, the one main drawback of this that I can see is they put the blade of the knife so it engages the direction of the spoon as you engage the spoon, okay? Now again, the knife isn't that sharp, but it is sharp enough, okay, to take the skin off your knuckles, okay? Now if you have a lot of kids at the campsite, you're going to want to warn them about this. So in fact, if you have a really young child, I would be hesitant to give them a tool like this, because what's going to happen, they're going to slice open their knuckles or their fingers. My kids haven't had a problem with that. My son's a Weeblo Scout, my daughter is a Brownie, and they're old enough to understand, hey, knives are not toys. Playtime and happy time ends the minute you have a knife in your hand, because it can be dangerous, and so they know to respect the tools accordingly. And that's no different. That really, as serious as it sounds, I mean, that's a serious thing. That's a if you're out on a trail somewhere with your kids and you have a trailside cookout like we always do, you can run into some serious problems here if they start gashing open their fingers, okay? And not good, not a good scenario. So respect the tools, teach your kids, inform your kids of the dangers, and use them safely and use them intelligently. Okay, so you can see here, everything here is stainless steel. Nothing is skeletonized. There's no weight reduction measures taken here at all. I think they probably could have skeletonized a bunch of these liners and really reduce the weight down to a fraction of what it really is, but nonetheless, it is what it is. I enjoy using it. It's nice to have a bigger spoon and a bigger fork than this here. So when it's folded up, I guess if I had one complaint, when it's in the folded position, the fork bugs out kind of too far. Okay, there's no reason for a fork to be shaped like this. I mean, it could be much flatter this way so that it doesn't bug out and bulge out so much, and it would sit flatter in my kit. So if I had one minor complaint, it'd be that. So you can see the logo scales, which are cast aluminum on the sides. So I guess there's some weight reduction because they use aluminum, but still it's still a very heavy assembly overall. So at any rate, I'm still going to use these. I like them because they're easy to use, they're compact, they fold flat in my various kits, and they don't rattle a whole lot either. Okay, they don't rattle and clang around when you're on the trail, so that's kind of a nice thing to have. Although you do see I have got a lot of paper towels in here to keep these things decently well together. So here's my other kit. I actually have 3 of them in here. Okay, so this is, I guess if you were to look at it another way, you've got a spoon, you have 3 spoons, 3 forks, and 3 knives all contained in one kit. Okay, so that's the other way to look at it too. Compact, small size, not loose and rattling around so much. And what you're looking at here is my other kit with the penny stove. You've seen my review on my penny stoves earlier, so this is the penny stove kit with some basic camp matches. Paper towels, of course, to go with the whole kit, and it locks together actually very nice. I mean, this together here is enough of a kit for my son, my daughter, and myself on a trailside cookout, on a day hike or an evening hike, and we do a trailside cookout. This is basically all the kit I really need. Okay, and I've got a bottle of heat that you've seen in my other video, a bottle of heat set aside, maybe usually in my pack, but my kids usually lug these 2 kits around. This one here is very heavy. Actually, I mean, it's a heavy kit. I wish I could weigh it, but I don't have a scale that's accurate enough to do that. But take my word for it, it weighs a lot. It's one of the heavier things in my daughter's backpack. So, at any rate, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Give you one last good look at it here, because they do come in a lot of other pretty colors. Here's my daughter's little pinky one, a nice green one, and here's the gunmetal gray one, my personal favorite. So, anyways, thanks for tuning in. This has been the MovoTX channel and a gear review of the xGear knife, fork, and spoon utensil set. I'll catch you guys later. Stay safe out there. Enjoy your summer. Enjoy the outdoors and enjoy cooking outdoors. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks a lot.